Yo, 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 and welcome to our 7th episode of the Connection Podcast. On today's show, we've got Marcos Rocha with us.
That's right.
Welcome, Marcos.
Hey, thank you.
Marcos has over 17,000,
Almost.
almost 17,000 YouTube subscribers. And by the time everybody's done watching this episode, you're going to have 17,000.
I hope so, yeah.
That's the plan. We're going to be talking about YouTube today. And what it takes to get that type of audience. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button down below. If you're on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening, also make sure you're following, sharing it with everybody. We'll be right back with Marcos Rocha.
You're tuned in to the Connection Podcast. We are a team of content creators and digital marketers connecting you each week to successful entrepreneurs and marketing experts that provide informational, inspirational, and motivational success stories in the world of digital marketing.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
About 6 months ago, it was about rodeo time. I put out an Instagram post. And I was seeing if there was any videographers out there in the world, and especially in our local market, that would be available for some camera work. And you replied.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't connect. The timing was not quite right. But at that point, I got to learn a little bit more about you, and I got to discover your channel and see all the great stuff that you're up to right here in Monterey County. And
I thought you would forget about me.
No,
I was surprised. Like you called me like, oh, I see that you have this YouTube channel. Like, yeah. All right. So thank you for inviting me. I guess it worked for something, right?
No,
we never forget.
We
never forget.
I might be slow to reply, but I'll never forget. Yeah. No. Again, I'm really honored to have you here, and I think that anybody that's listening to today's show is going to be really inspired. We haven't even got to the end of this show, and I'm going to say it's going to be one of our best shows yet.
What?
I think so.
It's a lot of pressure. I wouldn't say
think
that.
it is.
You want to scratch that out.
I'm putting the pressure. We're not even going to edit that. We're not going to edit that. That's going to be part of this.
Oh, no, don't say that. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Speaking of that pressure, keeping up with almost 17,000 subscribers kind of seems like it could be
a lot of fan mail.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
Fan mail. No, people don't use mail. Email.
Email.
I get some of it, but not like
That's
crazy
cute.
amount. Not that many emails right now. I think you gotta explode once you see that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, another email.
People asking
You're on
you
the
technical questions, probably.
Yeah, sometimes they email me about some technical stuff, and I think they just want to reach out and say hi or somehow connect with me. And Instagram. I've been getting hit up with DMs. Hey, how do you do this?
They just slide
I'm like,
into your DMs.
And then here's an email I did 2-3 months ago. There's your answer. So now it's like, watch more of my stuff. I'm not even gonna reply to that.
Nice. Slide into the DM for some free info. We like that. Hey, we're all about that here, though. That's the world we're in now, though, right?
Yeah, it's different. I didn't get into Instagram until about a couple months ago. I was just focused on the YouTube. I was like, this is the only thing I can focus on. This is the thing that I have time for because I had a day job. And to create a YouTube video, even if it's like a 5-minute video, it takes a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I kept up this YouTube channel while I had a day job. And so I was doing it on my spare time. I would wake up extra early, or I had to finish it up later in the day, or when I was at work. Finishing up the edit because it's time consuming, and so it's no joke, to get to a point where there's the amount of subscribers, that's pretty substantial, but it's been a lot of work. I've been creating videos for YouTube for like 3-4 years.
That's great.
Consistently.
That's awesome.
Consistently. So
we'll talk about that consistency in just a sec. But share with the audience, how did you get into this crazy world of video? And now that you're in it, it's a crazy world.
Can't
of
get
video,
out.
Right? Can't get out. And
yeah.
But you got that artist mind.
Yeah. Well, I was looking for a way out from my technical job. I was a computer technician working fixing computers and all this stuff, and I just didn't like it. I was like, I got to get out of here or do something else. I started working for my dad. He's a strawberry grower in Watsonville, this area, the Monterey County. And so I worked for him. Like, I don't like this. I don't like getting sweaty. I want to be in front of a computer doing something different. So I got into blogging, and then it's like, oh, I'm not getting traction because people don't read. And it's just, so I started making videos, hopefully get some traction. And then I fell in love with the video production side of it. Not so much of me talking to the camera because I was really bad at it, but the editing and everything, the lights and everything, the cameras, like, man, I really like this stuff. I want to do more of it. So through YouTube, it was a way for me to put pressure on myself to produce a video every week, at least one or two a week. And I was like, this is how I'm going to get good because I'm not going back to college. Yeah. So YouTube was my education. As I am producing content, I'm learning. So that was my thought process. And eventually, if I want to reach out to a person like you who's been established, you're probably going to ask me, hey, show me what you've done. And so I wanted to have a portfolio of YouTube videos that I've already made. And so that was my thought. It's just like, I might not have a film degree, but I have initiative. And here's all the work I've done. Look, the consistency matters a lot.
Absolutely.
Because even if you think the video is pretty dumb or it's okay-ish, the fact that I've stayed consistent, that tells you about my work ethic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. Week after week.
Yeah,
after
you don't
week,
get paid at the beginning. You don't get paid. You just gotta love it. So
I think this is going a little off topic right off the bat here, but I think a lot of our listeners might have that misconception that you're getting paid. Oh, you got 1,000 views, you're getting paid. Oh my gosh, this guy makes money on YouTube. Just right off the bat. Share with everybody that's
money.
Not,
it's not like that.
We're not here to ask you about your income
I don't
on
mind
YouTube.
sharing numbers, but it's not like to make a living, become a full-time YouTuber. You gotta have millions of views, basically. I mean, unless you have you're advertising for another, like a course where you're selling products, and still you need a lot of volume. And so I'm not quite there. I am getting some money from the ad revenues and what is it called? Amazon affiliate links if people buy through my links. But still, it's not quite there that I can just make a full-time living doing YouTube. So if you're thinking about, well, I'm just going to go into YouTube and make a full-time living doing it, you're approaching it the wrong way. You gotta approach it in a different way where it's going to serve you for another thing. Right. For me, YouTube was a way for me to build my portfolio, build my experience. That was my college, right?
Yep.
And so when I approach, other clients, look, I've done a lot of YouTube videos. Here's stuff I've worked on, and now the numbers is just how would you say that? It's just validation, basically, to say the numbers is like, oh, you must be doing something right if the numbers are up there. Yep. So now. Initially, I didn't think about the numbers, but now it's I find that it does help you, just for validation sake.
No, that's awesome. We've got a lot of people, and we've been doing a lot of shows on Instagram or about Instagram, and I think there's a handful of maybe not our listeners so much, but I know for a fact that there's people out there in this world, and we all know that they're out there that they think they're going to graduate high school, become some magical influencer of Instagram with their 10,000 friends, and then they get punched in the mouth, and that's a reality check. It doesn't quite work that way. You got to put in the work, you got to put in the time, you got to show that you have the good work ethic, and usually you're like our small business here, we and yours as well, we make a living by our clients that see that we put in the work and do good work. Is that correct?
That's correct. I mean, I like I said, I don't make a full-time living doing YouTube. Most of my income comes from doing client work. And it's taken a while to get to that point. So don't expect that overnight you're gonna become a success. Even with, if you're a freelance video creator like myself, it's taken also like 2 years to build to a point where I'm full-time right now. And this just happened January where I went full-time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
congratulations.
And with anything, it's just consistency, and you got to show that your love for it, and that's the only way you're going to stick with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like it's still kind of a little bit hit and miss if you make it in the YouTube scene, Like a lot of people could have all kinds of content, very well produced stuff, but then they're still not getting those numbers because either the content is not that good, they're not as likable, and they just don't go up. So it's like you could have all the awesome things going and doing all your videos all the time, but it's still like it's a threshold you gotta hit. You know, like you're doing it right, but I'm sure like a lot of people are like busting their balls. Like,
Well,
get there, like-
here's the thing about that. There are certain people that have definitely grown faster than I have. And I think, why is that? So I'm paying attention to other YouTubers that are in my space. And think about, well, maybe I'm not that entertaining. Maybe I'm not that fun to listen to. So I think about that too. Is it a personality that also gets you there? Yeah, there's a degree that if you look at what's trending, a lot of it is like crazy stuff, people with over the top personalities, and I'm not that person. And what I figure is that a lot of people don't have that type of personality either. Where it's just like, man, they're like on steroids and they're like jumping off the walls.
You can see in the edits too, like just
and I'm not that. And I don't gravitate towards those kind of people either. I gravitate toward people who are more low key and who get to the point and who explain things well. So that's who I admire, and that's who I try to emulate when I'm doing videos. And it's not necessarily going to make me the most popular person or jump me to the top, because and I'm okay with that. No. I just have to be comfortable with who I am, and even if I don't have that type of personality.
Could I just say that I, after our first coffee together, we parted ways. We didn't know that this would be our next time we meet. This is our second time meeting. Yeah, this is our second time being in front of one another. Though I've been seeing your work, you've probably been seeing ours, and though you inspire me. You know what I mean? Like you're inspirational. You know what I mean? You're a local guy doing amazing things. So I don't think people see. Again, I know because I put in the work, I put in the hours, but I see great things. I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm
kicking ass.
No, you're kicking ass. You definitely are kicking ass. And that's inspirational. That motivates me. And I see good things. I see a bright future in you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, man, I got to get this guy on this show. So here we are.
One of the funny things, my family, they just started discovering that I was on YouTube. I didn't tell them. Just the way I grew up is very. How would you say this? Very. I was criticized a lot, as a kid. I was chubby and like,
you're Latino.
Yeah, exactly. That's what if you're chubby, oh man, you get capped on really bad. And so I grew up with that. That was my family. It wasn't the bullies. My bullies were my family.
Big time, dude. Yeah.
So you weren't getting bullied.
And so I was like, you know what? Screw you guys. You're never gonna know that I'm online. And because you're gonna make fun of me, and now my family's like, "Damn, dude, that's pretty cool. I can't believe you're doing this." And they discovered me through I don't know. They found me somehow. I didn't tell them, so I'm happy now when they tell me this.
You kind of keep it a secret. You kept it amongst yourself.
I kept it to myself.
Kept it to yourself.
I didn't want anybody I knew to know, because I was super bad talking to the camera. I'm not very good at talking. But that's also part of the reason I started doing it. I wanted to become better at communicating, speaking. And it's just been, for me, it's been very hard to get to a point where I feel comfortable even doing something like this.
That's cool. I like that. A lot of people shy away. They're like, oh, I'm bad at the camera. And they never go, they never work on it. And that's really like inspiring that you actually like, oh, I'm not good at talking to the camera, so I'm going to learn. I'm going to be really good. And now I see your videos, they're really good. Like, the way you explain the material, the content is really nice, and what I like about it, it's the design. It's really organized, and for me, it's pleasing. I'm like, oh man, look at this set. Like, it looks really cool. Like you put your things kind of like with a thought in mind. Like, this is gonna go here. This is my set. It's not like it's really nice.
It takes time. It takes time. Even for anyone who's trying to get into YouTube, you're not gonna get the perfect setup. It's taking me years. So, always with that. Remember that it's taking me years, and I'm still not happy with it.
How many times have I said I'm going to create this show because I'm going to work on my speech through this show?
Right?
It's really true.
Did you work? Did you grow up with speaking Spanish?
No,
I did. So
I'm Mexican as well,
but not so much.
But I'm a terrible. I speak Spanglish.
Me too. So I grew up with, I think that was one of the speech impediments for me is I grew up with Spanish. My household, we still speak Spanish. And so when we mix up Spanish and English, so when you get down to the creating a YouTube video, it's like, what's that word again?
So
damn it, and then I have to reshoot it
that's a
again.
much better excuse than my excuse. I'm just terrible at English. I'm terrible at Spanish. I'm terrible at English. But
Yeah, we're
I can
saying-
relate to that.
you know,
Yeah.
just trying to find the right words. I've always been the guy behind the camera. You know, I've never been the guy being in front of the camera. So when you put the camera in front of you, excuse me, but when you put the camera in front of you, you're like, whoa, I understand what my clients are feeling. I understand what they're feeling when you're like 3, 2, 1 action. They tell you I've been practicing all night long, and that action happens and they just freeze up, you know. So
Yeah.
it's been good to experience this through this show, being on the other end and at the same time working on my speech. But anyways,
Man,
just
so
a little-
I'm not alone on
no,
that
you're
one,
not
right?
alone. There you go.
Yeah.
That little principle can apply to pretty much anything you do. You find your weakness and you work on it to make it one of your strengths, you know?
Yeah.
In this case, talking in front of the camera, speaking English.
Proper English.
Proper English. Oh, I'm terrible.
So, yeah, this guy, this drummer that I've been following for a while is really, really inspirational. He's like a drum teacher. His name is Mike Johnston. Years ago, that was actually learning, simple rudiments. That was one of his main like key points. Is you find that weakness and just keep working at it. Just because you're weak at it doesn't mean like you're gonna give up on it, And it could be like anything, like even just like a muscle, working at a muscle or working out something in your brain, an idea. In this case, we're talking, the ease of being in front of a camera for people that are out there trying to get into the world of, making these YouTube videos or content for the clients. Don't be afraid. You find that weakness in your game and then just work on it. Make that your priority to make it one of your strengths, and then probably just take it to the next level.
There's this book called Austin Kleon. Have you guys read that guy?
No.
He has 2 books that are really great for anyone who's trying to create content. Show Your Work and Steal Like an Artist. Both are great. There's really short reads, and you can read through them like in an hour each.
Yeah, they're super good.
Yeah.
I like that.
You read
Yeah,
that,
I
right?
read it. Yeah, yeah.
So Hector has seen Show Your Work, and it talks all about that. The people do not want to see just the perfect product. Here's the beauty of this. And so that's something I've taken into heart when I'm creating something. Sometimes I mess up, like I talked about, like, oh man, my Mexican accent came out, damn it. And I'll just leave it in. It's like, okay, I messed up, that's my accent, and I keep rolling. I leave that in the final video.
Yep.
Okay, and because I've gotten comments where I say certain words wrong, with the the word that I'm talking about. I said library, and I can't quite say it right. It's library.
Sounded right to me. It sounded easier. Sounded pretty good.
And people have been trying to, what do you call that? When they make fun of you, right?
No.
To troll you?
You troll you.
Yeah.
What is library? It's like, damn it, it's library. And then it got into a whole thread of that's very racist of you to comment, to make fun, and I eased it basically. I said it's okay. Look, I have an accent. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it. Like, I don't take it personal.
That's again, that's a big step. You said you didn't share this with your family. Now your family, they're exploring, they're finding you. They're discovering you, and I mean, me being on the other end, I've created years ago, started to try to get into vlogging, which is, and I wanted to get into daily vlogging, and 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you're like, oh man, I'm exhausted, right? But putting it out there and putting it on, let's say, putting the link on my personal Facebook page, something like that, where it's mostly family and some close friends, that's a little intimidating, and it's they're going to be your worst critics, We talk about the pilot show that we produced. We put it out there. I shared it with my family to get some of their comments and feedback. Literally, that cousin's probably listening right now, and if you are, happy birthday to you. It was his birthday yesterday. But it literally punched me in the mouth, you know what I mean? Because it was like, hey, I listen to podcasts all the time. What does this mean? What does that mean? It just makes no sense, you know what I mean? And you're like, so it's a little bit discouraging, like, you get a little sad, and because you're emotionally connected to your work, right?
Yeah.
And so that fear of like, man, putting out the next one, or so overcoming that is a huge challenge alone, right?
Yeah. here's how most weeks I don't feel like making anything. It's like most weeks
Right.
you're not gonna have energy. You're gonna be like, forget that. That's too hard. That's most weeks. It's like that for me. Like only like 10% of the time do I actually feel I have the energy to create something. And I just have to remind myself, you know what? I'm never gonna feel like it, but I'm still producing something.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm keeping track of my long-term goals. Which do I want it to become a full-time video creator? Yes, if that's my goal, then I have to put out a video. I have to create more stuff. Do I want to become better at speaking to the camera, or do I want one day maybe get hired for speaking engagements? Heck yeah. Then I got to produce more video, produce more stuff. So you always keep in mind, what are your goals? Why are you doing it? Why do you want to create a video? What is the long-term goal behind that? Because if you're just thinking that it's just, I don't know. You just gotta be clear about it.
Right.
You don't create just for creating. You gotta have a purpose behind it. So
like that.
my purpose has always been I don't want to take on a day job. I've been in that situation for too long.
Yeah.
I've been miserable doing stuff I don't want. This is what I love. This is what I want to do, and I'll make it happen. Because if I don't, I'm gonna go back to a day job, and that's even worse.
Yep. You know, that's a whole conversation within itself. You know, having that entrepreneurial. There we go. See, my English is terrible.
I'll say it for you. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur mindset. Entrepreneur mindset that you know I'm gonna do this. You know, I know it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna press forward. I'm not gonna fall to going back to a 9 to 5 or whatever that means. But I think for some people listening, that might inspire them. Like, yeah, that's if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean? If they could do it in the room, I could do it too, right?
Yeah.
I'm listening to you guys, and you're listening to my words right now. It is not for everybody, you know. And for you, you've overcome that. You know what I mean? And that's a mindset. It's like saying, I mean, it's like me, I sign up for the gym and I keep quitting after a week. You know what I mean? So you just fall off. You know, you fall off. You fall off. You got to get back on. You got to get back on. And when it says when you're getting punched in the mouth, when you're eating dirt, you know, you're gonna basically get right back up on that horse and just keep riding, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not an easy road.
It's not easy. And if someone, like, let's say someone in high school, or that's younger than me, even my sisters are younger than me, if they were to ask me, what should I do after high school? Like, I can't tell you. I was so lost in high school. Yeah. I don't even know that the freelance work or having your own business is the best thing for you, because it's hard. Yeah. It just requires so much discipline to do things that you're scared of, that you're not comfortable with doing, like networking. Oh man, that's another thing for me. I had to learn how to network, talk to people. Right. Like, damn it. Okay, I guess I have to do that. I can't rely on just someone to hand you a paycheck because you show up at the same time. This you got to show up for yourself. Right. No one's gonna give you a schedule. Right. You make it up, and then also you have to create opportunities for yourself that are not apparent. And again, back to YouTube, that's been my way of creating opportunity. Right. If no one's gonna hire me just because I want to do it, I got to show some initiative. Right. There's a saying that says people don't judge you by your intentions. They judge you by the work you produce. So that's how I see it. I dig it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
You went from vlogging. You like you said, you don't have a school background of video produce, or you didn't go to film school. No. You got into writing blogs. But after that, those writings, was there somebody or something that you watched that inspired you to get into video creating?
Yeah, when I was doing the vlogging, there was actually a membership site, and one of the courses was how to produce your own videos. And so it was this guy named Caleb Wojcik, the DIY video guy. Okay. And so I followed him because he put out the course. He was a part of them. It was Fizzle.co. They have a great podcast too. I used to listen to them a lot, and it was all about freelance and all that. And then his name is Caleb. He broke out of Fizzle because he was going full-time video production. I was like, what? You can do that? You can make a living doing video production? And I just saw what he was doing. I'm like, I want that. He's exactly what the people he's working with, how he's a YouTuber. I want all of that. And so I guess I started following into that. And so now he has a mastermind group that he put together. I paid just so I can be with him, learning how he does things. And that was an investment. I guess for most people, they would be scared to do that. I was scared. I also had to rearrange the way I think about money, right? Because most of us in the video world is like, yeah, you're gonna drop some couple thousand on the camera, but when it comes to education, you're like, I don't know about that. I'd rather buy a camera with that money. But there's so much things that are being asked of you when you're working for yourself, and one of them is to think differently about money, to think differently about how you invest that money into. Where does it go? Is it going to go into a camera, or are you going to buy a car with it? Like, those things don't matter to me as much now. It's just more like the mental part, the aspect of being consistent and having the right connections. It might not work out with me and him, but maybe down the future, hey, we might, because he knows me. I'm in his, we Skype every week, so he knows me personally. That's cool. So it's important to keep in mind that the networking connections and all that, it's as much as important as the technical side. Yep.
I think that's awesome. Invest in yourself. That's huge. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
that's huge. Invest in yourself. Not just it's not saying a friend of mine used to say, actually the very first episode, Glenn, that friend, it's not the size of the tool, it's how you use it, and sometimes, again, there's some big tools in here, but that's been years and years and years and years of building, years of building. But I admire that. You didn't go to school, but you still had you still recognize the need to educate yourself, which is something that goes overlooked, very.
Everybody needs to create opportunities for themselves, and even like that's part of being an entrepreneur. The opportunities are not very apparent, so you got to maybe pull them out of your ass.
Yeah,
somehow. I mean, and just dig for them. You got to dig all the time. You got to be digging, even when you're fully booked with clients. Just you never stop. You got to keep looking.
And there's one thing about this industry is you got to create. Even though your job is create, you also got to create your opportunities. How you say, you just like you got to just make.
Yeah, and that goes back to YouTube. I saw if I keep with it, I'm gonna get new opportunities, whether it's sponsorships, ad revenue. I get to connect with other influencers in the space, like Caleb, like I mentioned. He's producing video for a lot of guys that are online influencers, marketers and stuff like that. And one day I would like to, be recognized or be known by those guys and produce video for them.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
It's good. I mean, I keep that as a reason for why I do YouTube. So
we'll talk a little bit about being an influencer, a brand influencer, and some of the works you've done for some companies in just a few moments there. But are there any YouTubers right now that inspired you, or right off the bat, or besides you said Caleb, but any throughout? You've now jumped in.
It's a lot, man.
You pitched like 3 or 4 of them.
I stopped following YouTubers because I was becoming too much like them.
I like that.
I didn't want that for myself.
That's good.
And once you see someone that you admire, you look at them, how they talk, how they do certain cuts or edits, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And it's just I don't want to be that person. I've seen enough video. I've seen a lot. I've copied a lot. That it's time for me. I already know how to produce stuff. It's time for me to do my own thing. Yep. How I know, how I want to do things. Cool. And it might be a little quirky. It might not be as entertaining. Who knows? As an artist, personally, I consider this an art. I'm always very, I guess, have doubt about how good I am. I don't like when I show something to a family member or a friend that I know. It's the first thing is what don't you like? What's stupid? What don't you like? I don't want you to toot my horn. I don't want you to tell me what's good. Tell me what's bad.
Right.
I don't, and I'm very harsh on myself. Even the YouTube videos now, when I play, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? That the colors are way off. Most people are not gonna notice.
No.
But I notice, and so I want to be really good at what I do,
Yep.
and that's the reason I work so hard.
Yeah, that's great. No, I love that. Want to talk about the first video you ever created? As a matter of fact, we have it right here. No, we have it right here. No.
I'm out of here, dude.
I'll just show you. We don't have it right here.
You don't have it because I took it down.
No.
I know for a fact.
That would have been funny, though.
I have it. Maybe I'll show my kids when they grow up.
There's a back page. You don't know about the back
The
page?
back page.
We hacked it.
We hacked
Everything's
it.
in the back page, man.
No, that's funny, huh?
No, they were really bad. I was cursing. I remember when I created the first video. I borrowed my sister's camera, and I didn't know how to work the camera, and it looked really bad. It's like, and then I had to deliver words because I had this blog post that I wanted to deliver to it. I was cursing the whole time. It's like I couldn't get 10 words out of my mouth before I stumbled on my word. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
I hated it, and it's like I don't even know how I kept up with it. I just didn't like it. It was the talking part I didn't like.
I got you.
Yeah.
Back to that self-esteem that you're trying to build. You were still trying to build at that time, huh?
Yeah. I'm very bad at public speaking. I was one of those kids that in growing up in grade school that I would blush bright red because I just hated it. I would feel like I was gonna faint or something like that. I've had too many mental scars thinking about just those moments when I'm like.
There's a movie I just watched with just a real funny lady. She's goes to college with her daughter.
Ghostbusters.
No, I forget what it's. I think she's in Ghostbusters too. I forget what it. I don't
Yeah.
She goes,
That's what I was thinking.
anyways, there's a scene.
Melissa McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, and she's in a class. She's in a classroom in college, and she has to get up for. She's like the life of the party, everything. But then she has to get up to speak in front of the audience, in front of the class, and she just gets sweating bullets. She literally faints, throws up all over herself. Anyways, it was pretty funny. But I can, that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think you're doing pretty good right now in front of these cameras.
Yeah.
So how was it? Our YouTubers want to know. They have a speech problem too, because everybody has them, and probably like more people that we know are like so afraid of even public speaking, let alone being in front of a camera.
Yeah.
But there's some of our viewers out there that definitely want to make the videos. They want to, they have something to say, they have something to show. What tips can you give them about getting over that fear and practicing in front of a camera and being in front of a camera?
Yeah. Create a lot. A lot, like all the time, every week. It's just like you want to get good at playing basketball. You got to practice every week. The more you practice, the better you get. And that's why I produce 1 or 2 videos a week.
Yeah, there's some classes out there. I'm pretty sure that teach you like some of those public speaking aspects on camera.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about the cameras. Use your phone. Just create something.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. You can get pretty good video quality with your phone.
Right.
That's not an excuse. It's just a matter of you can say to yourself, I'm not going to show this to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to create a video maybe twice a week or once a week. And I'm the only person that's going to watch it. But I commit to it because this is my long-term goal.
Right.
And if you have a long-term goal, if it's important to you, then you're going to do it. If you don't have a goal, you're going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about
Gotta
that.
have the drive. You got to put themselves out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of business owners these days they're slowly, especially in our community, starting to understand that they have to put themselves in front of a camera at some point. They got to be a face of their business, whether it's small, medium-sized business. I think, and our cell phones and selfie videos and Instagram stories and all that, is really training us, to be to be in front of it.
Yeah, and don't use a green screen because it looks really cheesy. Yeah, you need a professional to light up the green screen and know how to do all that. I've seen a couple videos of clients that they use a green screen and like, no. Yeah. Not just anyone can use a green screen.
No, that's a whole.
Use whatever natural background you have. Just make sure it looks nice. That's it.
Yeah.
And shoot.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the process of your video? You know, the videos you produce. We actually have your YouTube channel pulled up right here. Maybe if you want to just share a little.
I mean, it's evolved.
So like on average,
first
you have
off,
an idea.
First off, we got to get you over. We have 15 more subscribers.
Can you
so
call
this
up
guy,
your mom and your dad and your brother and let them know you can subscribe?
16,985 subscribers, and I have 3 YouTube channels. The Connection podcast is one. My personal one is another, and my Mag One Productions one that's been in existence since probably 2008-ish, or maybe it's been for a really long time.
You gotta subscribe right now.
Yeah, I got. Actually, there we go. Look, I didn't even hit subscribe over here. I'm sorry.
Refresh the page. It might be like 86 right now.
Yeah, look at
986. Come on.
Sorry about that, Marcos. Should have already been
Nice, get
we
in
need
there.
10 more.
So
Dang, he got 4 followers all of a sudden. Man, 10 more followers. See, by the end of this show, he's going to be at 15. Hold on.
Oh, man.
17.
Check this out.
Phones out.
You know, I try not to pay attention to the numbers because it's a vanity measure.
Yeah,
And
You know, so what I was trying to say is, I mean, yeah, I've been stuck right around 100 followers for the last 10 years. It's it
It
ain't
goes up and down.
Oh yeah, it does. You know,
105.
I think
99.
I've reached 140. It goes back down to 120, and we're just flirting with that. You know,
all right.
Totally different type of work that we're
It says,
putting
right,
out there.
I said you see the what do you call it on the main banner? It says build your brand with video, and the reason for that is because that's what video done for me.
I'm sorry. So build your brand with video.
You see up there on the banner, build your brand with video.
There you
go. I think that's what video done for me. So and for anyone who's trying to create video, that's what it can do for you, right? It's just building your brand. What's up?
Yo, everyone. We are.
We're live.
We're live on our podcast right now. This is an Instagram story, and we're with Marcos Rocha, and you need to go to his YouTube channel right now. He's
that's right.
10 more subscribers.
YouTube.com. Is it /?
YouTube.com/ is it Marcos Rocha
TV.
Oh, Marcos Rocha TV.
That's it.
And he needs 10 more subscribers. And we said by the end of this podcast right here today, by the end of this podcast, this show, he's going to be at 17,000. 17,000 YouTube subscribers. Let's go.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Go on your YouTube channel.
I was thinking about that.
Go on your YouTube channel and get this
Call your
guy
mom,
over
call your
17,000.
Tia.
This huge.
Call your
Tío.
Watch the show. Tune in.
Tapatío. Tap your uncle.
Let's.
So on average, because your page is describing a lot of tech items and things like that. From concept, you think of, okay, I'm gonna cover this tool right here to the final product. How long does it usually take you on average to create your videos?
I've never had to time myself, but definitely it might take me a whole day just to create one video.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So if I start early in the morning, because I'm a early riser, I wake
That's
up
with shooting and editing.
everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's on the hustle.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a whole day. I would like to be very thorough and do it right. And I like to complete everything in one day. I don't like to break it up into different days, just because I'm in the mindset of creating and I want to, be efficient with my time. So every day I wake up at 4. Because I have kids and I only have a limited time to work on the YouTube because I still have client work I need to work on. So, I mean, that means also go to sleep really early. Don't call me after 9. I'm asleep.
That's pretty good.
It takes me the whole day. So, I don't know how many hours of work is that. So, 4 to like 5, I stop,
Yeah.
And
Solid 15.
I'm not working
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just thinking, what are shots do I need next?
Right.
But yeah, definitely a lot of it takes a lot of work to get it to. I guess I've advanced to a certain level that I want, the quality, the production value, and I don't want to lower that bar just because I see that when someone comes into my channel, I want them every interaction to be like, damn, this dude is pretty good at what he does. Mm-hmm. If I put out a crappy video and I'm teaching video production, it's like it doesn't correlate. So unless it's just like, hey, I'm out here just chilling, and it's just, but I don't do that. My video is more educational.
Yeah.
Right.
I teach people video production, so I feel like my quality has to be up there. Mm-hmm. And also, that's why the aesthetics matter. You mentioned the background. I like to keep it clean, just because when someone, they're gonna judge you based on how do your surroundings look. I just want it to look clean.
Yeah,
and that's just my aesthetics.
Let's just again, tell me a little bit about the process, if you could. Just talk over this one here. I'm going to turn down the sound just a little bit. But for anybody watching it, we're watching one of your recent, anybody listening, we're watching one of your recent films here, The Best Budget Motorized.
That bad boy is great.
All right. So I wanted to play this one because this video right here, the company sent me this motorized slider. It's I've been getting this a lot. A lot of companies been reaching out to me. Man, that's my accent came out. They reach out to me and they send me these products to review on my channel. They send them to me, right?
That's great.
And so the beginning you saw there, it was like showcasing their product. Mm-hmm. It was a really nice intro, and that's just to build interest in their product. Now even showing the time lapse.
I love time lapses.
Look, this is what you can do with this product. Isn't it so cool?
Yeah.
So for anyone who's watching this video, they're like, damn, I can do all that with this product. I should get something like that. You can do a bunch of stuff with something like this. Also, when you take this intro, I can cut it into an Instagram video, like a 4x5. I can crop it, or even a 1x1 if I wanted to. I did a 4x5. And now I tag the company, and they get to promote their product through an Instagram post. Yeah. And so anyone following them might check out my Instagram as well. I'm promoting them and they're promoting me at the same time. Mm-hmm. Now I also have affiliate links, so that's how I make some income. Like even this light right here from Aperture, they send it to me. There's affiliate links. So if people are looking for this light and they click one of these links, if they end up buying or they buy some other stuff unrelated to this, it's linked, so I get some commission for whatever you buy from that, or if you buy this or something else.
Yep.
While you're at Amazon, so that's how YouTubers make some income.
That's excellent. You've established becoming an influencer.
Yeah, and don't skip the ads. It helps me a lot.
Yeah, I hear you.
I got a couple cents from that every
Did I click skip on that one? It's
man.
Did I click skip? It was just a mind that mental.
Hey, but if it's that Sheng Yung ad, I'm gonna skip it. It's like 2 hours.
Man,
you guys don't know Sheng Yung?
Oh man.
Yeah. So the views.
I don't know that one, Alejandro.
You guys, I was alone on the Sheng Yung.
I don't know that one.
Dude, it's gone viral, bro. For the past 2 months.
Which one?
They have been putting this ad for Sheng Yung, which is at San Francisco. It says celebrate the Chinese traditions. Really? And it's literally like a 2-hour long ad.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes it comes up on like 30-second short videos.
I haven't seen it.
And it's an ad for Sheng Yung. It's gone viral. I was like surprised I was alone.
Man, I don't know. People.
Yeah.
See, Hector knows what I'm talking about. He's all up in the.
Also, the intro is very important because you want to get people's attention right away. So if they start seeing what the video's about and that it's interesting, it's fun to watch, they'll stick around. Because if you don't get to the point right away, they'll click away. People's retention span sucks. If you look at any video, that I can look at the metrics and you can see people drop off like within the first 2 minutes. People start dropping off. It doesn't matter how good the video is, people drop off very fast if you're not getting to the point or it's not interesting. Whatever reason they click off.
Most of your videos here are in the 5 to 10 minute range. Have you found a sweet spot for your videos, or they just kind of fluctuate according to the product and where?
I don't pay attention to how long they're gonna be. I try to make them as short as possible. One of the compliments I get a lot is, "Oh, thank you for getting straight to the point."
Gotcha.
So one of the most watched videos on a tutorial on Final Cut Pro X, which is a video editing program that for anyone who wants to get started, that's what I would suggest because it's the cheaper option and it's easier to use. So a lot of people pick it up, right? It's if you have a Mac computer. So I come up on the search results for this Learn Final Cut Pro X. That's where I've been getting trolls because I say library instead of library.
200,000 views on that one.
Hey, we're gonna add to that list. We're gonna add to the comments.
So the views help. That video has gotten me a lot of subscribers because it's my most watched video. Anyone learning Final Cut Pro X, and the mentality behind I said in 13 minutes. Because when people are searching for how to learn something, they want to do it in the least amount as possible. It's painful to learn something new. Also, I was looking at, I did some SEO research and I looked at Learn Premiere Pro, right, which is another editing program. And the most watched video by far said in 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make it in whatever long it takes me. And I did a couple takes until I got it down to less than 15.
Nice. I think we have a new.
And so that helps when you can teach something in less amount of time, because a lot of people might take 30 minutes to teach you the same thing.
Yeah.
People don't want to, if they just came here to learn something, you want to give it to them in the least amount of time possible.
You haven't created that Premiere video yet.
No, that was, I don't use Premiere that much.
Gotcha.
I just started using it. It's all Final Cut Pro X. That's where I niche down to. Excellent. It's important to have a niche to say, I'm the Final Cut Pro X guy. So anyone searching Final Cut Pro X, they're probably going to come across my channel.
Right. I like that.
It's funny because the fun fact, I actually came across one of your videos, like maybe, I want to say last year. I don't know if you can find it. It's the one with the traveling video. The stop motion one. That one's good.
Oh, the stop motion yellow?
Yeah.
Okay, so check out that wait.
It's the one with the yellow background.
Yeah, search for stop motion.
I remember watching your video. It just popped up on the recommendations. I was like, oh, that looks cool. Just the thumbnail.
All right,
captured
so here's another thing. This stop motion video, it's done a lot for me. So a guy who has a startup saw this video. They tried to do a stop motion video by themselves. And he tried it, and it was too hard.
Don't do it.
It's like,
you
I skipped your ad. Sorry.
Oh,
We're
dude,
trying to get the show.
Man. I was like, don't do it.
We gotta make sure that we're staying within our copyright.
Oh, that's pimp. Were you hanging upside down?
Nah, I was on the floor. I look overweight there. I think I lost like 3 pounds since then.
Tell me about your set. A lot of people they're probably wondering, man, how does he get in these cool colors in the background?
Before we get there, because somebody watched this video, right? At a startup, and they ended up hiring me because they saw this. A startup from Canada. And they hired me to make a stop motion video for them.
That's cool.
And now they recently reached out again. We're releasing a new product. Can you make another stop motion video?
That's great. That's
And so it helps. YouTube helps in the fact that people can find you all over the world.
Yep.
Also, when I show people, I've talked about validation. Hey, I know what I'm doing. Look at my channel. I have a bunch of subscribers, whatever.
Yep.
And it just adds to that validation. And so it's another opportunity that you're giving yourself. So what was your question? I'm sorry.
About kind of related to that, the set itself. I'm sure it's the fact that you use different colors.
Those are backgrounds. Actually, I messed up that wall. I was trying to stain it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, now we can see what you got going there. That's pretty cool. So our content creators out there can know more or less, like, oh, this is how he does it.
Behind
Anybody that's out there listening, and you log on to YouTube after watching this video, you're gonna bounce over. You're gonna bounce over to Marcos Rocha TV on YouTube. He's probably gonna come up in the search on the top, and you can go and learn a lot of get a lot of insightful knowledge on producing video content and how he and his process of his light setup, his camera setup. He's in this particular video right now at the moment. You're talking about your shutter speed, your f-stop, things like that.
Yeah,
That's what it
teaching
sounds
people
like.
how to do a stop motion, which are pretty fun. You've probably seen them, right? So I just wanted to teach that because I thought it was fun to do. And sometimes it's funny how the certain videos I didn't think it was gonna, eventually get views. Actually, no, I did expect it to get views, but this one I named it because I knew that I was going after that phrase. If people search for that on YouTube or Google, they'll probably come across my channel maybe on the third recommendation.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And
And
you edit mainly on Final Cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you? What differences have you noticed between that and Premiere that make you choose that route?
No, I just started with Final Cut because I had an iMac and I was just getting started, and it's the first thing that I picked up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay for the subscription if I was just gonna be doing simple cuts. As you get more experience, and then certain companies ask for Premiere, so that's how I've been getting into Premiere now.
Yeah.
So.
with 16,990 subscribers now. You said it's been a 3-year road for you to get there. And who knows, after this show, you're going to blow up. You're going to get 100,000 subscribers that quickly. Because like you said, sometimes there's YouTubers out there that pick up subs extremely fast. Some trickle along, or some like me, they get stuck at 100. But do you find it difficult in our community to build an audience to where you had to start building content that reached way beyond to a new audience?
I think the reason that I was able to grow is because I paid attention to the SEO, the
Cool.
search engine optimization.
Excellent.
Optimization.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
good.
word that.
We got you.
SEO. So, how to name your videos.
Yeah.
So you could name your video whatever you want, but if you're not paying attention to what's gonna get found by people, no one might see it. Sometimes there's certain YouTubers or certain people that get discovered because they paid attention to how they worded the words they used to title their video.
Big time.
Like you probably know this. A lot of a new product comes out, a new camera, and boom, people start the new review. Why? Because people are going to be searching for that on YouTube. Yep. That's what it is. They're just targeting that. They have to be the first ones to release that video, and they're taking advantage of this little frame of time where they can get discovered.
Yep, using good titles. Using we didn't explore the descriptions there, but do you also fill your description to match your titles, things like that?
Yep.
Keywords,
tags, all of that. You gotta make sure you title it right. What are you trying to get discovered for?
And now on YouTube, you can even put a hashtag in there. A lot of people don't know that.
I haven't even been using it, to be honest.
So in your description, you could put a hashtag, and it'll funnel through the search of a hashtag search as well.
Okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
put that there. I have to go back.
So on the Connection podcast, we've been hashtagging podcasts. Anybody that's going to type up podcast, hopefully we come in that feed, as well. But just little tip, little pro tip. Throw a hashtag in there, maybe one or two, maybe one or two.
I have to look into that.
Final Cut Pro tips. There you go.
Throw like that salt guy. How is it?
The chef, the fake chef guy
sprinkle some
from. Turkey. That's where he's from Turkey.
He's throwing the salt.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
No,
sorry. Bring it up.
Bring it up. No, we ain't bringing him up. I've found, again, if you're not building content for the world with that mindset for everybody else, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow your audience. The show has been just trickling along, but it's obviously it's a niche listener. Not everybody, my mom, my dad, you know what I mean? Not everybody's going to go and listen. My wife probably not going to listen to this, though. No disrespect.
You hear you enough all day at home, right?
Yeah, exactly. Unless if she really is secretly listening, she hasn't shared with me that she's tuned in. But it's not for everybody, right?
Yes.
But I know that we're creating content that could be for the everybody else outside of this market, you know?
Yeah.
So where I've been, putting links out there on Reddit, or something like that. Did you find yourself having to do, maybe you were a blogger where maybe you were using a good WordPress site, or maybe you're using medium.com or whatever blogging site or publishing site you're putting, your links to, which is part of SEO. Anything like that? Any tips or insights in those directions?
I've tried Reddit, to post under the Final Cut Pro X thread, and I don't know. Maybe I didn't stick enough with it to say it didn't work. I just didn't. I stopped doing it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Not so much on other blogs or anything like that. It's all through YouTube.
Yeah,
that's where I keep all my attention, and also for anyone who wants to do YouTube, you just have to decide where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't try to do everything at once.
Right.
I only stayed on YouTube, and that's it. That was all the focus. That was all the time I had.
That's good. Yep.
And I'm like super laser focused. Now that I think I have it under control, I know what I'm doing, because at the beginning you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
Now I'm getting into Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and slowly it's okay. Now I got this. I know what I'm doing here. Now let me jump into Instagram. I personally cannot spend a lot of time on social media. I don't have Facebook, which might be a huge mistake, but I don't know. I can't do. I can't be everywhere. My time is so limited to. I'd rather make another YouTube video than be 3-4 hours on Facebook. Then again, that's might be a mistake for some people. So who knows?
Yeah, again, that's why I think Magwin Media formed, because we have clients that they're trying to run their business, and they know that they need to be on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on wherever it is. And again, each individual platform is really a job within itself. And you can have one employee on each seat powering that one channel all day long, and that's something that really, again, businesses, small business owners have to understand. You've understood that. You just said it right now. I gave all of my attention to YouTube. That was your job. That was
That's my part-time job.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
And I think that's difficult for people to understand.
It's you're not gonna reap the benefits of it right away.
Right.
That's the problem.
On any channel.
On any channel,
Yeah.
I'm not ripping the benefits out of YouTube the way I should be. Right? It should be right now. Who knows? Maybe in a year from now, 2 years, I'll be patient. I'm gonna stick through it.
Yep.
Maybe that's my test.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are able to blow up. All right, I think that's the minority. Most people have to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not seeing any fruits from it, it's because you probably haven't stuck on long enough to see any fruits.
Yep.
Also, you gotta stay. You gotta educate yourself constantly. What's the new thing? Why are certain people growing? Why is that guy or this other gal going so fast? What are they doing differently? Is it their personality? Is it their SEO? Or maybe it's they're doing everything right. Who knows? I don't know. That it's still. I'm not an expert on YouTube. Or any of the channels for that matter, but I know that consistency always wins.
Consistent. You've hit it right on the head. Absolutely.
Consistency is key.
Absolutely. Yeah, we threw a little pizza bet one day in the office here. Said our following hadn't reached that 1,000 mark, and we're really interested in local, our potential clients, and again, they could be worldwide, they could be global, but we're really interested in just reaching and connecting with those that may be potential customers of ours, through social media. And on our Instagram, for example, one day we were sitting at about 975 users, something like that, and I said we can get that overnight if we really wanted to. We can get that amount of we could reach that 1,000 plateau in one night. That's cake. You know what I mean? That's easy. You got to give it all your attention. You got to put a lot of work into it. And I personally put my head down and I said, watch, tomorrow we're gonna have 1,000 followers. No bot, no nothing like that. It's just me going out, doing all the right practices, liking other photos, liking other pages, commenting, making the right comments. And I think people don't see how hard of, they didn't see me on the couch all night long. Well, my wife was waiting for me to come to bed and I was like, I'll be right there, but I'm still trying to go and drop as many comments as I can to make to make a connection. You know, and and I think that's but on another note, making sure that I had a post going up, so that way then you have fresh content out there, fresh content. So I think even in your space in YouTube, people don't see that amount of work, that the sacrifice.
There's a lot of sacrifice. Now that's the word that I wanted to come to. I don't have friends, man. I'm even with my family. Those are my friends.
How often do you sleep? Hector and I talk about that all the time. How about sleeping?
Sleeping is 7 hours. I do try
you shared with us
Yeah,
that you
he said
sleep.
he goes to bed at 9,
He goes to bed
wakes
at
up
9.
at
Don't
4.
call me after 9. That's
Don't
right.
hit him
Don't
up
call me after 9. That's 7 hours solid.
I got that. Okay.
7 hours solid. Yeah, do my sleep. I don't like going to parties because, I got other stuff that I care more about.
I like that.
I'm not going to watch a sports or what else. Sometimes I watch movies, but it's with my family. I was watching Nailed It Mexico. Have you seen that?
What is it?
Nailed It Mexico.
Nailed It Mexico.
You seen that?
That one.
Not
I'm
yet.
taking it out.
Heck
Nailed
yeah.
It Mexico.
That's funny. Yeah, but I mean that's with my that's my family time, and like okay, it was Sunday. What was it? Yesterday, Sunday. We were watching that. Like okay, but I still have to respond to some emails from a client. So that's my world.
Yep.
That's been my world. So everything else that isn't that. Boom, out. Nothing can live in this world because it's going to take my attention, my energy.
Yep.
I think about it like energy, I have very limited energy and I just got to make sure everything it's feeding the video production that I do.
Mm-hmm. I dig it. Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's the world of being a video producer.
Yeah.
No time really for anybody. Again, no time for friends.
You're not friends?
No time for weekend. Very little sleep.
Yeah. I work Saturdays.
Meet deadlines, work all weekend. Yeah. Emailing at 2 p.m. and 3 a.m. On a Sunday.
Yeah,
the life of an entrepreneur and a sole proprietor.
So I mean, anyone who wants to do YouTube, they gotta think about what sacrifice am I gonna make if I want this to be a part of my workflow or my business, right? Because you're gonna have to make certain sacrifices. It might be monetary or maybe you don't get to do other things that you wanted to do. I don't know. It's different for everybody.
Here's a question that I get asked quite often, especially since I've created this show. Alex, you're giving away all of your business secrets. Why would you be sharing things with the community or with the people? If you teach them so much, they're just not going to use you anymore. And right. I say, try me. Here I go. Let me give you more information. I mean, pretty much every single day I've got somebody asking me. Actually, how about I put it this way? I've had people say, you should just be a consultant. You should be a consultant. Yeah, I should have been. I should have started 20 years ago. I probably would have been rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I consult more than I'm actually doing, and I'm giving away a lot of insightful information to, more so or more often than I am actually producing a video or whatever,
Yeah.
But with that being said, again, I don't have fear of building great conversations with other creatives, and now in our community, I hope that we can grow and go beyond that. But your show is all about educating. It's all about educating and giving these tips and tutorials, and you're giving away teachings that have taken you years to learn. I'm saying,
yeah.
So, can you talk and touch a little bit about that with, again, like, how where you feel, where you're at with that. Again, I'm open and happy to keep sharing. Again, there's a limit of where you're going to say, okay, this right there, I just gonna keep that one to myself. But for the most part, I usually, my saying is, and I'm sure it's a handful of others. My saying is, if you don't hear it from me, you're just gonna type Google. You know what I mean? You're just gonna type it right into Google or go to YouTube, and you're gonna learn it yourself. Wouldn't you say that's true?
Yeah. There's a part of it. I mean, the people I admire are people that are educating for free. Like, man, they give you all this information for free. Thanks to them, I can now go out on my own and do this. And I just want to pay it forward.
Yeah.
Hey, I learned this, and here you go.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time to learn this. Well, hopefully this makes you better,
Yeah.
and you can do better in your business. Once you do better in your business, you know, I'm not expecting that it's gonna pay back to me, but maybe we might connect one day because you thanks to my education, you got better at something, and now you're a professional video creator.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I don't know. I just think that if you bring good to the world, you know, you're gonna get more back to it. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna get back from it.
Yeah.
That's just been my experience. Also, you know, video production is hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and it might look simple. Even through a video you might watch, people see them, but it's hard to replicate the exact same thing if you haven't practiced. You know,
Mhm.
you could watch. They're saying you can watch videos about surfing, but once you get on the surfboard, you're gonna fall off, right?
Yep.
It might look simple. Hey, here's how you do it, but
Yeah.
you gotta get on the surfboard and you gotta try it. Just because you saw a video on how to do it doesn't mean you're gonna be good at it.
Right.
Same thing with video production. I
Yep.
can teach you all this stuff,
Yeah.
but the amount of people that are actually going to take action on it is very small. Some people are just there to just entertain themselves. They're like, yeah, one day I'm going to do it, but they don't actually do anything with it. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do with it, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I
I love that.
I try not to live in that scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
As much as possible. Sometimes I think about that, like, people don't know you, they're not going to hire you.
Right.
If people don't see you showing up in the feed or somehow, you know, they can't possibly associate you with something. So when I show up, they're associating me with video production. I want that. Marco's video production. Marco's video production.
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
And that happens through consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also very selfish reasons for that, right? It's not just because I want to help people. Yeah, that's part of it, but also selfish reasons. I want to do this full time because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes through getting attention. So we all need it. Any business they need attention.
Yep. I agree. I dig it. I dig it. You want to share with our listeners what kind of equipment, what they may need? Just give them a
Real quick. Sorry.
another
I
hour.
guess what basic tools they could use just to get it going. Eventually they'll find out what they're really gonna need, but right off the bat they're like, man, I just want to do something besides a camera and a tripod. What other basic tools could they use?
I mean, how fancy do you want to get, right? I mean,
Lighting
you
kit,
can just
sound
go to the dollar
kit.
store and get a selfie stick and use your phone.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
that's all you
If
need.
you really want to get, you don't want to get fancy with it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, once you do that, I wouldn't invest in a camera until that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did not buy a camera until I created 10 videos.
Nice.
That's that goal I set for myself.
That's a good tip.
I bought this back a couple years ago, an iPhone 5S. It was already old to the market, right? I said, if I create 10 vlogs with it, because I was practicing,
Mm-hmm.
then I can buy myself a camera.
Uh-huh.
If I don't, and I only give myself 2 months to create 10 of them.
See, that's important. A lot of people just go all out, and right away they go and they get the mark. They get some.
No, same thing. Now I bought another fancy camera, but the only reason I bought it is because I said I set my goal. If I hit this goal, then I can buy this camera.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't come free, and no purchase should be free.
Mhm.
And anyone who's in video production, you know this, Alex. You get gear crazy. You're like, I'm gonna buy this. This came out. I'm gonna buy it. No, I'm very slow to buy stuff, and just because I know that you can call it a necessity. Oh, I need this camera. Unless I can't create, that's an excuse.
Mhm.
That's an excuse. You just pick up what you have, and the reason I bought fancier gear. Nothing fancy as what you have here.
No, again, this has been years of.
The only reason I bought it is because people are impressed when they see a bigger camera or a fancier setup. They're like, whoa. And so, yeah, you get treated a little bit differently. For us, it's important to say, yeah, I'm a professional. I don't have the camera you have. I have something fancier.
Yeah.
So that's the only aspect to buying better gear. I also get hired as a freelancer from other videographers, and they ask me, what camera do you have? And if I tell them I have a lower model, end model, they're like, you're not a real professional. So I've upgraded for those reasons, I have this camera, same as you. Oh, come on in. I can hire you.
It's
Right.
it's two different answers really. What you're trying
Yeah.
to share. The question is what does it take to get started in YouTube, or what basic tools will they need?
Oh, for
No,
YouTube.
No, you're right. But I get exactly what you're saying, because I'm in your world. I'm in the space. Where it's you can get away with your cell phone and start creating YouTube videos with an iPhone 5, or iPhone 6, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be an iPhone; it can be an Android phone.
It can be Android.
It could be a little GoPro. Just get started. I think anything that's just recording or just capturing moving video, you
Yeah.
can get started with. But when you start moving into that direction of, okay, this is going to become a business, or this is going to become something I'm looking to get paid
Yeah, you
for.
gotta scale up a little bit.
You
It's
don't
different.
enter YouTube thinking, or you shouldn't, but I think people do. You don't enter YouTube thinking, oh man, all of a sudden I'm gonna get, like we said earlier in the show, I'm gonna get thousands of followers, and this misconception that I'm gonna be getting paid from YouTube, and that's the way I'm gonna make my living. No, that's you're gonna get punched in the mouth, really quickly, really hard, and it just doesn't really. It doesn't exist for all of us, But what does exist, and what you can make happen, is you can keep keeping your head down, hustle hard, make small investments, correct investments that match. For example, if I was to call you, and again, that's what you were saying, is okay. We're out in again, I'm in Texas and you're here in California, and I'm looking for an A7S shooter, and I don't want anything less than that quality, So then boom, you've spent already your budget on that, and that's kind of why it's two answers. You're spending, you're making your investments that are going to match what the market is using.
Yeah. For your typical people that are businesses that want to create video, there is an element of quality that it's good to have, because it's going to make you look better. Right? When it's just your phone, there's a certain, it all depends, right? If you have your phone, we all accept it. People accept it. Oh yeah, that's cool. But once you get to a higher quality of production, it just makes your business look better, more professional. And sometimes you can only go a certain level before you need to hire a real professional, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends on the kinds of videos. Are you building? You making a promotional video? You shouldn't do it yourself. You should probably hire a professional. If it's just a vlog for social media, for stuff like that, yeah, just use your phone, and people are gonna forgive you for that. They know it's just the purpose of it is different. So what are you creating? Everything depends on that.
I agree, and I think the answer, you just nailed it right on the head when you say just take your phone out and do it. But yeah, how you say, before you go and make that giant investment on this massive thing, just do it with your tools, and start creating your own content, get really good at it, and then start putting some serious stuff out there. I think, I don't know,
I'm still trying to figure out. There's some people that they just for some reason their stuff catches on fast, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good, but what the heck? It took me so long for me. Why me? Well, why did it take me so long to figure it out? And it's what it is. Some people grow fast, some people don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why it happens. I'm not and I don't think that anyone can explain it really, because to understand the YouTube algorithm, people are trying to decode it all the time.
Some people that are being some of the top YouTubers that people are idolizing and or trying to follow. Very, very, very small few of them have gotten lucky, and they just exploded on their own good hard work, keeping their head down. There's another half of them, or more than half of them, that have made connections with those other top YouTubers that get them reshared and shared and shared again, so that's when their channel starts growing. But what some people are miss, writing your own descriptions and coming up with your titles, that alone takes you probably a couple hours. It could take you all day long while you're creating to come up with some of that content after you have to shoot the video, edit the video, and so
thumbnails are important.
Thumbnails
is an art in itself.
There you go.
Do not skimp on the thumbnail. Don't just put a screenshot of the video. That's something that I've gone into.
So you
Now-
create your own
Oh
thumbnail.
yeah, those are time consuming.
Yeah.
And it's funny how you would think that I would get faster at creating YouTube videos, and it takes me the amount of time as when I started, because when I started it was like, okay, I guess I made something. Here it is. I don't know much about it, but as you get better, you understand you need to do more to keep up with your production value, and you also understand that there's things that matter, like a good thumbnail,
Yep.
which you should spend a lot more time on,
Yeah.
because people are gonna look at it. Sometimes a good looking thumbnail, it's enough for people to click on,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if.
clickbait, even it's related
Yeah,
to the
I mean, I don't
content,
do clickbait. I
No,
know
I was just joking. For your
Yeah.
content, is like right on.
But if it's a good looking photo, people are more likely to click on it,
Big time.
as opposed to an okay-ish. So now I'm still not quite there, because now I'm having to become more like a photographer designer.
Yeah.
It's like, oh crap, this comes with putting out content. It's a new skill level, a new skill set that I have to build.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into photography now.
Yeah.
Oh man, the accent's coming out.
No,
Photography. Fotografia. Getting into photografia.
Photography. How do you
We're
say
gonna
it? Say
do-
it for me.
We're
You're a photo G.
Photographing products.
Yeah,
Product
that's cool.
photography.
Product
How do you make
photography.
it look beautiful and nice?
Yeah.
And like sometimes I freaking nailed it, and then other days like, what? How come it looks like crap now? Last time I had the perfect lighting and it came out so beautifully in the color grade. When I tweaked the colors, now it's the same product, and what the heck did I do differently? Why is it? So the video and the thumbnail, they're equally important as well. I mean, the thumbnail is very important too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Hector,
Yeah.
anything you want to throw in there as we're kind of bringing the show towards the end here?
Just kind of like, let's say somebody that wants to start YouTuber, like what 3 tips aside from the equipment and everything, like what 3 tips would you give them?
3 tips. Just come up with your why. How I mentioned, why do you want to be on YouTube?
Why?
Tip number 1.
And what do you hope to accomplish? What is your goal? Right. The why are you doing it? What is your goal? And also have realistic expectations. Don't expect that you're gonna blow up and become a success. Think about this as a long-term investment on yourself.
Nice, man.
It's not gonna be overnight, like you guys mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Remember when this is twice I did this today. When we started this show, I said my expectation is 10 watchers. I hope 10 people watch this show. Just go switch to my computer again real quick. I'm just gonna real quickly. The connection.
Oh, I should add
podcast.
another thing. You're gonna suck at the beginning.
Yeah, you're gonna really
Your
suck.
expectation should be
Look at
very
that,
low.
we got 50 subscribers now.
All right.
Yeah.
But the cool part is when we type the connection podcast or the connection, things come up now. Like we're using some good SEO, or we're just hammering it hard. But just look really quickly on the last show, 15 views 4 days ago. That's definitely a big contrast from what we had on now. I think I know why. I know why.
We didn't promote it.
We didn't promote it, not at all. We didn't share it in our email
It's all
blast.
organic
We
views.
that's what I said. We're gonna get 10 views on this show, but once we send an email blast, once we get a bunch of people watching it.
You know what? For your thumbnails, you should have the person.
That's it in the show.
Their face, their full face, and
We're gonna put your face on this one.
Episode 7.
they're gonna be more likely to share because their face is on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Send in your. We can probably be like, hey, send in your profile shot.
So we had 15 views, no promotion, no email blast, no nothing. When we did the analytics on our show with Chris from MaxFit on a Tuesday, it was a Tuesday at 1:00. We launched at 9:00. I wasn't just impressed from the 78 views we had. We had 1,100 minutes of watch time.
1,100 minutes. It's a lot.
1,100 minutes of watch time.
It's a lot.
People are tuning. They're an hour long. This show's going to be an hour long.
When are you gonna put it on a podcast?
It is. It's on iTunes.
It is on iTunes.
It's on iTunes.
I couldn't find it.
You can. You could type.
Is it on the You're About? Put it there.
Good. Hey guys, take notes. We have nothing.
notes.
We have nothing on our about right now.
how.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
you should have a link to the podcast on iTunes.
But on my personal channel over here,
So yeah,
which I
that's a
haven't
good-
changed for years,
That's a pretty good.
you can find me all over the place. You know what I mean? Like,
also, like, go back to your. This is just stuff that I learned the hard way through training from. Actually, I've invested a lot in training from other people.
You're good.
I've invested a lot of training, so a lot of this has come from me purchasing other people's stuff to learn YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
If you go to your channel, go to your home. You okay? You do have the banner. That's
yeah,
good.
this is all. This is again. I haven't updated my own personal page in years. I just
What's
clicked
that?
Clicked on it really quickly.
Alex, I gotta design you a new banner, boy.
Well, I've been waiting for you. That's
Yeah,
where you at.
what is all that?
Yeah, let me see your banner. I want to see how that looks.
Snapchat.
No, I'm going to our. I'm logging into the connection over here.
Yeah, the banner matters.
Nice.
Okay, you got a nice banner. When people come to your channel, they're checking you out. They're like, does he look legit? And so that looks pretty professional.
We're gonna share with
All right.
with everybody listening right now.
Gotta
We're
redo that.
with everybody listening right now, and a little insider tip and secret with you right now. It doesn't
Thumbnails.
It doesn't leave this room unless you're listening on iTunes. And to all of our listeners, it doesn't leave this room. The Connection podcast logos and everything was literally put together by Alejandro in a matter of like, let's do this show today, and we did it in like a day.
Yeah, I gotta.
All right.
I gotta re-edit all this stuff.
Okay, man.
No, like I put it out there for a designer, to make us a logo. Time was clicking, and in my mind, I wanted to start January 1st, and I was like,
That's
what?
okay.
I'm not gonna let a logo slow us down. I wasn't gonna let a logo or anything slow down this show. We just jumped in. We got started.
That's a good tip. I mean, don't let a logo stop you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get started until I get the perfect logo.
Exactly.
I didn't have a logo for a long time.
Yeah.
I actually don't even have a logo. I don't think.
You have your name.
Yeah, my name,
Yeah.
but it's just letters.
I like
it's
that.
nice.
I like,
I like
it's
your
cool.
logo,
It's got
yeah.
like a little signature
I like
feel.
it.
I did create the photo you saw there
Uh-huh.
in the banner.
Yep.
But yeah, have good thumbnail. All the visuals matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with your business. You got to think about every touch point. This is a touch point.
Mm-hmm.
Every thumbnail is a touch point.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is interacting with your brand.
Right.
You want every interaction to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I invest a lot into the high production value, right?
Yep.
Because they're gonna experience something like amazing when they come to you.
Yep. No, I dig it. I
And
appreciate your tips on that.
We got here by telling people to not be afraid.
Yeah.
That they're gonna suck the beginning. They're not
Yeah.
gonna get that
Yep.
many views.
Your
but just-
expectations
yeah,
should be pretty low
pretty
at the beginning.
low, but just go for it.
Yeah.
and do it the right way. At least teach yourself how to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And
And go back to like what I said about how I grew up with my family is just, your identity has to change to keep up with today's.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Sorry about that.
Your identity has to do a lot with I'm not the type of person that wants attention, and I have to change my mentality to say no. If I need attention, if I'm going to survive in this economy, because I want to get hired as a video producer, therefore I must produce content.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I think that's going to stop them, their identity. I'm not the type of person who's good in front of the camera. I can't do it. Sorry. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're going to have to I didn't call myself a YouTuber for a long time because I didn't feel comfortable with that identity. It's just slowly evolved.
Uh-huh.
Slowly. Like, okay, I'm a YouTuber, right? Now I can say it with a straight face. Not before. It's like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber.
Yep.
And I
love that.
And I feel confident saying that. And it's not because of the number of subscribers. Maybe it has a little to do with it, but more because of the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I've done to get there. So same thing with anyone. You have to be willing to change.
I've struggled with the word entrepreneur, not just saying it in this show, but struggling with to embracing that as a title for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that there are some entrepreneurs out there that are buying and selling businesses, making millions, making extremely risky decisions. And that's what an entrepreneur does, make some really risky decisions. You've made really risky decision this year when you decided you were going to leave the 9 to 5, go 100% in on video, and I've been 100% self-employed since 2003.
Wow.
So it's that's a long road, but I've never taken on that word like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I feel like that's really been a buzzword over the last like 3-4 years in social media, where everybody wants to be an entrepreneur on the internet. So then it just makes me think like, I don't want to embrace that title. I don't want to take it. Does that make sense? Like, and I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't think that way. But
you've been doing it since, you said 2013?
2003.
Oh,
003.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. You've been doing it
I
a long
was
time.
9 years old, man.
No, yes. I mean, I was a little out of high school and just said, you know what?
Wow.
I don't want to work for. I got
see,
offered a job at KSPW.
That's another thing.
Station.
A lot of I envy people like you who are able to come out of high school and they know what they want. I had to go on a 10-year journey. Let's see if it's 18. Like 8-year journey before I said, this is what I want to do. I went to college, did a bunch of stuff that I thought was right for me. It turned out it wasn't for me. I envy that kind of. Why couldn't I figure it out so early? But we all go through our, we have different lives. We grew up differently. And so, whatever age you're at or your age doesn't matter. I mean, you can make anything happen. You just gotta, you don't look back. Just look forward. What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, never look back. Look forward. That's a good key point. When I lived in Miami, the Cubans would have that saying. We said like, we never go back. Not even to gain speed or momentum. So like, always keep going forward.
I like that.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm saying that because I don't mean to be that person because I think about my past a lot. Like, come on, move on. I gotta. My focus has to be on the future, not on what happened in the past.
Absolutely. I agree. Marcos, will you be a part of the show again in the future?
All right, cool.
When you're going to reach the 20K mark, we're going to have you back.
It's fun.
The 50K mark, we're going to have you back. You know what? I have something on the screen right here, and this is what made me think about having you back. It's just that we're going a little long here today, and I just wanted to share, how often do you look at this analytics screen and these new screens on your own videos?
I try not to. I actually don't that much because I know that retention rate is not very good for any. I've asked other YouTubers and the same thing. But let's see, where are you at?
Again, and you could see here, like you say about retention rate. We could see that right here. 8 minutes into the video, we're still at 27%. 40 minutes in, we got 11%. An hour and 24 minutes, we've got 7%.
Can you look at the first 2 minutes?
Go
to the second minute.
There's 2 minutes, 37%.
So this is very typical. Don't get discouraged. Most people, like 50% of people, drop off within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's across the page. Most YouTubers, the other friends that the YouTube, they're like, most people drop in it. And you read up on it. Don't be discouraged if people drop off very quick. On this in particular talk, what we're looking at here is our number 2 show, which had at the moment, again, 233 views. Again, we're just getting started. Not a lot of people know about us. If you are listening right now, if you've made it this far along on this show, make sure you're subscribing, sharing it with your friends. But I like the minutes watch time. I mean, 2,500 minutes for 200 views. To me, that's because I can't tell you how many 30-second commercials I've put on YouTube, and at the end of it, I got 1,000 views on this, but at the end of it all, what's 1,000 times 30 or whatever? The numbers don't match. Right.
So making these long format podcast videos is just really exciting to me, and I thank you, everybody that's listening. Look, updating now. We got one person watching it right now. I think it's blinking because they're probably on they're live. That's not me. Or it could be me. But again, I thank you for listening. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for being supporting the show. But Marcos, thank you again so much for being on the show today. I want to invite you back here in a future show because I think we could keep talking and talking and talking.
The beer episode.
Yeah. Oh, we'll bring some beers next time we talk.
That
all
should
right?
be fun.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no rules really on this show.
All right.
That's cool. I wish you again a lot of success. I wish you the best of luck and continued success with your YouTube channel. Actually, here, look, check it out.
Yeah, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what are your handles?
Please.
Please.
YouTube.com/Marcos Rocha TV.
And you say you just started.
You got 2 more subscribers right there.
Yes.
Man. Look at you got 8
Only
more.
8
look.
more to go.
7 more to
Your
go.
mom, Hector.
7 more to go.
Let me text some homies real quick.
Hey.
We
We got
you said you just joined Instagram as your work or as your personal. Can
I
people
started-
find you there?
Yeah, Instagram. It's the same Marcos Rocha TV.
And are you
Yeah.
promoting your work through there, or it's more
Yep.
like personal?
No, it's all work.
Nice,
I don't.
nice.
I try not to post family anymore.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's all work related.
Good,
So
good.
you're gonna see some of my. I try to do a lot more behind the scenes video shoots I'm doing now.
And that one's Instagram.com/
Yeah, just
Marcos Rocha.
search Marcos Rocha TV.
Cool.
Both on YouTube
Marcos
and
Rocha
Instagram.
TV. Very
Yeah.
simple. That way, both platforms are.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you.
We always have a hard time saying goodbye, so that's why these
Yeah,
shows
we
go,
never say
go 2
goodbye.
hours.
We don't like saying goodbye.
Until next week, make sure you're tuning. Actually, we kind of know who our guest is for next week. We've got I'm sorry. We got a couple shows coming up real quickly here. I just want to tell our guests and our listeners that are tuning in. We're gonna have Mandy Lindquist from this California Rodeo, the marketing
Rodeo.
for the marketing director from there. She's gonna be one of our next shows.
Can't
we
wait.
also have the Steinbeck Rotary Brew Fest. So we were talking about beer right now. Speaking of
right.
transitioning
And
into
they're
beer.
bringing the boot. Is that what you said?
I don't
You
know if
said?
they're bringing Das Boot, but they got an awesome event. You got to check their event out. It's coming in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend. I believe it's the Saturday, and they've been doing a lot of good stuff with for a small budget. They've been throwing their budget at digital marketing and getting some really good results, online ticket sales, things like that, which it's just probably a really good story. And at the same time, a little promotion on some on a good fun, a day of good fun, some beer drinking. We're going to have another event, another big event for us, and they're going to be on the show as well, the Artichoke Festival.
Ooh,
We're going to have, we do, that's one of our clients, and we do all their digital marketing, their pay-per-click ads, we produce their TV commercials, radio ads, things like that. So that should be a good show as well. And so anybody that's out there listening, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. Again, keep sharing and emailing this show.
You gotta wrap it up,
Send
man.
over
we gotta get. I'm trying to get to
hate mail.
20,000 followers. I'm trying to get.
We never really say goodbye. We just
don't.
lower the volume.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it just fades out.
No, actually, Hector's gonna get one of those, that same tone from the Oscars. You know, when they keep talking and they're like, he's gonna turn that on me pretty soon.
timer.
Yeah. All right, guys. Till the next one. That's it for today. All right.
Peace out.
Peace out. Yeah. Peace.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fade to black.
The show's never really.
It's true. They never end, man.